think the corporate world is always much faster just because of the profit motive. They have the incentive, and the business world definitely sees the idea of if you fail, that's not a complete failure, that's a step to success. Whereas the military world does not necessarily see that. You know, it's hard to say what one can learn from the other, they're so different. But I do think there's cross-pollination just in saying whoever the most progressive is in the field, whether it be one or the other. Try to find what those issues are. And right now what we find is in the business world, the speed and the ability of what is possible is the progressive nature. And I think that could be learned by the military.
I think the biggest challenge for any organization, whether it's public sector or private, is to understand the publics. The publics can mean either the consumer, it can mean various constituents or stakeholders. So really understanding who you're talking to, what sort of messaging you need to bring out to them, using a language that's going to be understood. So whether it's visual, whether it's text, whether it's a video formula, finding the right message for the right community is essential.
It takes a huge amount of time for the public sector experts to be familiar with how the military operate and how our hierarchy is different to theirs, and our organizational culture is very different. And I think we need to be able to adapt to each other's way of doing things in order to find that symbiotic, that synergy, that symbiotic solution to the challenges, which we understand now. But they're always different in every theatre in the world, and as technologies improve, we're going to need to find those future solutions for future problems. And I think that's what we need to do, is work closer together between those two sectors.
It's interesting to speak to a number of different practitioners from the private sector, each of whom have a slightly different definition of some core concepts. Some of them have wider differences in terms of the process. It's good and stimulating to have these differences, and I think the differences can exist. We can cope with the differences. There are many ways to skin the strategic communications cat, and that's good because no two situations are the same. Afghanistan was different from Iraq, is different from Somalia, will be different from Libya and Syria when we end up there. We have to have as many possible models. There is no one way to do this.